Hello, hi. Today, the story of the brave monkey and his magical jungle. We start a story. Once upon a time, in a lush and green jungle, there lived a brave monkey named Mangu. This jungle was not just any jungle, it was called the magical jungle because it had many secrets. The trees could whisper, and in the middle of the jungle there was a magical lake. The animals believed that anyone who touched the water of this lake would become very powerful. Mangu was a clever and kind monkey. He lived high up in a ancient banana tree and was known as the protector of the jungle. His best friend was Timmy the Parrot, who flew around the jungle bringing news from every corner. Together, Mangu and Timmy would go on adventure exploring every part of the magical forest. The magical jungle's secrets. The Mangal magical jungle had many hidden treasure and mysteries. The most important one was the magical lake, which had shiny blue water. It was said that if someone drank from this lake, they would gain special powers. Mangu known about the lake, about he had promised to protect its secret because if bad people found it, they could use it magic for evil. Trouble in the jungle. One day, while Mangu and Timmy were playing, Timmy noticed something strange. He saw some hunters coming towards the jungle from far way away. These hunters had big nets and weapons, and they wanted to capture the animals of the jungle. Timmy quickly flew to Mangu and told him what he said. Mangu was worried. He called all the animals of the jungle and said, hunters are coming to our jungle. We need to protect ourselves and our home. But don't worry, we will make a clever plan together. Mangu's clever plan. Mangu had an idea. He told his animal friends to help set up traps for the hunters. The elephants helped gather big branches. The monkeys used vines to make nets, and Timmy tied the branches between the trees to create barriers. They placed these traps all around the entrance to the jungle. Once everything was ready, Mangu said, now we just need to wait and watch. The hunters arrived. Later that day, the hunters entered the jungle with their nets and weapons. But as soon as they stepped into the forest, their feet got tangled in the vines. The nuts they brought became useless and they started trapping over the branches. Timmy flew above them and called out loudly, alerting all the animals. The elephants stomped their feet, making the ground shake, and the monkeys threw fruits and the hunters from the trees. The hunters were confused and scared. They did not know what to do, Soon all the animals of the jungle surrounded them. Mangu, swinging down from the banana trees, stood in front of the hunters and said, "You tried to harm us, but we are united. You must leave our jungle now and never return." The frightened hunters promised that they would never come back, and they quickly ran away from the jungle. The hunters returned. Days passed and the jungle was peaceful again. But one night the hunters returned, this time more determined to capture the magical lake. They thought if they could drink the water from the lake, they would become powerful and no one could stop them. But Mangu and Timmy were ready. They had been keeping watch, and when the hunters snagged into the jungle, Mangu quickly gathered all the animals again. The Mangu and his friends reached the magical lake just in time. The hunters were about to step into the lake when Mangu shouted, "Stop!" The hunters looked surprised, but they continued to move towards the water. The elephants blocked their way, and the monkeys swung down from the trees, grabbing their nets. Timmy flew around, making loud noise to confuse the hunters. In the course, the hunters stomped and fell. They were no match for Mangu and the other animals. Realizing they could not win, the hunters finally gave up. They promised never to return and ran out of the jungle once and for all. Eh, Mangu and animals celebrated their victory. They had saved their jungle and the magical lake. Mangu smiled and said, "As long as we work together, no one can harm us." From that day on, the magical jungle remained safe and peaceful, and Mangu became a hero for all the animals. His story of bravery and teamwork was told and retold, inspiring everyone to stand strong and united.